This is an Illamade production, live on the Illamade network. To all our viewership, please eavesdrop.
The judge didn't want to send me to jail. He gave me the minimum. He did not want to send me to jail.
Nawal, yeah, like these man are pussies. Like I swear to you, man, taking stands and statements. But you get me, like
It didn't even get to the stand because these lot recorded me while I was on bail. They recorded me while I was on bail, admitting to it, and handed it off to the prosecution.
Pussies,
so, anyway, that fight, I feel like, and this girl hovers around. Now that I'm doing YouTube and things like that, like, I won't be shocked if she tries to shout you to come on the pod.
This is a sucker-free zone. I'm going to keep it real. Like,
your interview.
We don't deal with suckers over here.
Cause like, hell of man be entertaining people like that. And it's annoying. But, I was young, fast. I'm not going to act like I was a saint, like, I was a demon as a kid. I ended up going to a party. Now, a fight happened in the party I was at, so me and my friend that was on good vibes was like, all right, let's leave the bad vibes and let's go back to the ends. Going back to the ends now, I've seen this youth, yeah? Mr. Brown, yeah? Seen him now, yeah? And he don't like me. A lot of boys in my area were very much intimidated of me because I didn't stand for a lot of shit. Like, I'm a fight. They've knocked me out enough times. I've snuck up on them.
We're talking about man.
Yeah. So a lot of them don't like me, but can't lie, they saw that, they're the little brokies and they saw we had money or whatever. So they ended up telling us our friends were in the house. So we're like, oh, why not? Lit. Deadman youths. Anyway. So we'll go. So we ended up going, I ended up going to the house. Now, I was being good vibes. Imagine outside the house, this youth's making these girls, like, run away from a cab driver. He said to the cab driver, take their phone and I'll pay for it. Now, this youth is badding up the cab driver. One of my friends felt bad and paid for the girls' cabs that he was meant to pay for. I don't even know what I'm doing there. Young and wild, I guess, innit?
Now, we've been there as well, just to reassure you.
Yeah, ended up going in the house, we're all partying, whatever. The girls are just doing the bad girl thing. Like, they're just acting like bad girls trying to intimidate us. But you're in our area. I felt comfortable. I didn't care. I was just in good vibes. Hey.
So they're trying to intimidate. Like, we're talking about these men.
No, the girls. But I wasn't really trying to take it in too much. Now we're all like partying, whatever, and then my friend's phone goes missing.
It's always the phone as well, isn't it? Like,
these youths, I know they rob phone though.
Yeah.
I swear down, girls, I feel like the comments will say it anyway, but they rob girls, like they rob. So they were known for it at that time, innit? So I was like to the boys, rare, you lot can search me. My friend kept bothering me, so I turned off the music. I was like, all right, let's look for this phone. I was like, you boys can search me, I'm gonna search you lot. And then girls like, you lot just empty out your pockets. Done the boys, whatever, done now, emptied out my pockets. I've now said to the other girl, so like, all right, you lot sign, whatever. One of them gets up, how's about, I tell you, trying to bad me up, whatever. We ended up fighting. When we fought, we've left the house. They got locked out of the house, we got locked in, I've walked out. Long story short, the girl spat in my face. I always used to get my friends into trouble. Like, so I walked out with my friends knowing one of the boys, evil guy. When I was younger, I thought, gang, he's so nice for doing this. But now it's like that I'm older, you're rubby.
Like, idiot.
Like, because he kept the door open. He said, shh, like, he gave me a weapon and he was like, oh, shh, like, come back, like. And he kept the door open. It's them doors, you got to lock it from the inside. I've left with my friends because I always get them in trouble. And I was like, you know what, it's not good. So I ran away from them, locked myself in the house. I'm fighting these lot. When I clocked, these lot are weighing me in. I was like, all right, best, let me go. They wouldn't let me go. So the knife's now poking me. I've took it out. I deep the fact that there's man as well. Like, this guy is beating me up. So I've took out the knife. And I've just gone for him and he's hit his abdominal. I've looked at it and I see blood. I put it under my sleeve. I've looked up and a girl's dropped herself. So I thought I hurt a girl. But I knew a guy was hitting me because I'm down, they're all on me. I've left the house. I've gone to my mates or whatever. And then, you know, done what I had to do. I'm getting phone calls. The boys called me. I answered. He passed the phone to a police officer. What you call it? My mum's house got licked down. Let's be honest, guys, yeah? A situation like that happens. Everybody has to get arrested, right?
Facts.
No, my house got like licked down a couple hours later. And yeah, they wanted me, the first time I got arrested was attempted murder. Yeah, attempted murder. Alhamdulillah. Second time I went for bail, it was GBH.
So when they're kind of processing you and telling you the climate of the situation,
I'm crying, bogies.
I feel you, but what? So they're telling you that a man got stabbed, basically.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So.
No. The boys called me and they were like, "What? You think you?"
See.
And the guy that I done it to, bear in mind, he went jail 8 years for kidnap before. He's older than me. Hella. He's in his 40s right now. You know, I was what are you doing anyway? Providing a house for little kids to party in.
Man there. I'm saying like, okay, like obviously these man there, fuck them, innit? Like idiots, innit? So, but I'm saying, in your case now, all these like the way man are just doing this cooperating like to scheme on a one female is something I will never understand. You get me? Like, I'd never get that. Because even for them to get your information to come to your house.
Because I know people are going to rinse me for saying this, but these youths are like high road youths, innit? Like you know them type of youths, yeah, that know who to move bad to. Like they pick and choose their battles carefully.
Shit. That's what I mean.
Hence why when I come out of jail, I was gobsmacked that these men are still doing road, still gangsters. That's why I was like, excuse me, civilian, I'm not involved. Same way everyone gets me arrested. I'm tired. Fuck with me, I'm not fighting no more. I'm calling the police. Like, and I still ain't called them yet. I hope someone tries me so I can just break that virginity.
Oh shit. So alright, so if I can just say quickly now, so you being on bail now, and you run into one of the brothers, I guess, and he's all telling you, nah, like, Nawal, it's cool, like, you get me, like, come me and you have a little, like, you get me, little link up and go and do a couple things, you know what I mean?
It wasn't like that.
Okay, go on.
So, remember, like, our area, everyone grew up together, same school, same mosque, you know, same shit. So, I ended up bumping into their mates. Yeah. Now, two of them, I'm talking to the mates, they're calm. Two of them approach. They're on some, we don't rate my man, can't believe my man's a snitch, rare. I'm there, I'm going.
And this is while you're on bail as well. Like
I dry snitch. I'm not even dry snitch.
And the case is still going on, but yeah, go on.
I've done this twice in my life, snitching myself. This big mouth of mine, like it's too much. I ended up going, you lot, you so-called gangbangers. Like, you man are here acting like you lot are gangster, you snitching on a girl. If I had the brother today, you lot wouldn't move like that. You know what I'm saying? Because when the description of me, guys, when I got bail, I come to the area, the same area I got told I'm not allowed in, just to embarrass them with the bail sheet with their names on it. Only one of them was smart enough to hide his name and call himself Mr. Brown. But that was the only one that knew where my house was. Because his dad worked at my stepdad's minicab station. So when the car runs out of MOT or whatever, they used to park their car there. So he's the only one. Everybody else thought I was from 4th Street. They didn't know what estate I grew up in, you know, where I was raised my whole life, you know? So I knew it was him that gave my mum's address. The description was, I had hair pierced, tomboy, short. Like the way it was just him, the way he talks about me. It was so bait. And the rest of the boys' names were there. So I come back to the area and I was like.
But you know, it's shit like that just makes me realise, like, I must be old, innit? Because we don't talk to police. I'm sorry.
I'm
Like,
old.
I'm sorry. We don't do this. We don't do these things.
I'm old.
And on top of that, like.
Hence why I think people mentally groom people into believing, don't call the police. If you're a woman today, don't let no man mentally groom you into believing you can't call police. I've been beaten up, like, I mean, lost teeth, I thought, oh yeah, fuck that, clap back, bang out, and I'm banging out.
I got a mad story, trust me.
I'm a girl.
Yeah,
why am I doing that?
And I wanted to say, like, not to be detrimental, but all of this for a female, it's like you man there, yeah. However many it is that there are of you lot, to go out your way to do this to a female, it's like bro, it's like you lot. There was confusion when you lot should have been born a different type of. You get me, like, because that's not no man shit, like it's not.
It's not.
You get me, and it's like. That shit, the way that shit drives me insane, yeah, it's something I can never like comprehend on a simple one. You get me, and it's like, bro, like that shit. I don't know, man. I'm just shaking my head. I'm about to be dizzy the way I'm shaking my head. You know,
it gets like that. I'm telling you, I'm numb to it. You know what I have come to peace with, yeah. Though, you know, in this world, like I know, wallahi, may God, like I always say this because. Like, I feel like people feel like I glamorize, you know, being a sinner. Wallahi, bro, my biggest dream is for me to be a pious woman, you know?
You don't glamorize being a sinner.
Like, but I swear on everything I love, yeah, I feel like this is an imtihan. I feel like this is my test. Like, bin Adams, human beings are my tests that Ilahi tests me with. I've just come to peace with it.
Beautiful.
Because even today on my way here, I got... Girl, throwback bitches on some. I used to be possessed. They're on lives, like, and they're getting hella viewing, and they're giving stories, like, you know what I'm saying mad shit. 1, 2 things are true. The rest, I'm telling you, you think it's Top Boy. You think like it's an episode of Top Boy.
Yeah, but boom, if we can just stay on track just a little bit. So
sorry.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, even me, like, fully went off the rails a little bit. So now. You're talking to these man there, and you're basically saying, boom, I thought it was this with you lot, bam, bam, bam. Obviously, you got the bell sheet, going over there, telling these man that, boom, obviously, one of them you said stayed away, and you're talking to them, and you're basically giving, I guess, description of what happened that night, sort of thing, innit?
And then, my first day of trial, I found out the evidence that was there, whatever. So you know how your barristers talk to you. So
let's put this in context a little bit now. So you go court.
Yeah, 4 days after my birthday. It was May the 29th, 2015. I went court and I breached. So basically, I was working in Sainsbury's the whole year. Like, I was on bail and I weren't on tag at the beginning. No, I was on tag. They clocked that I was working, took me off of tag. Then the boys, like, you know how we do the whole mug thing, like blood money, try to go on that approach. He ended up refusing $20,000.
So you offer them man there 20 bags.
You think the courts are going to give that? Like, you dumbasses, families getting involved in that, and hence why, wallahi, like, me even talking about this, I only feel bad for one person, which is my mother and my family, because it's like, I didn't really need to put you lot through this, like
you can deal with it almost, innit? It's like their thing, it's like, it's different.
Like, yeah. I honestly, like, it's an L on me,
I respect
no
that
matter what.
I fully respect that about you.
Like, and anyway, he refused it, what do you call it? What else happened? Ended up refusing it. So these lot told the police. I got slapped on tag because they said that I was trying to flee the country or whatever, yeah?
It sounds like something personal though, innit? Don't you think? Because number one, you offer them a certain amount of money for you to be like, for them to be like, yo, come out of court, innit? We can deal with this outside, innit? We'll settle. They refused, innit? And on top of that, they're going and telling, oh, she's whatever. It's like...
My mom,
like, what do you want,
my
bro, innit?
My mom got in trouble.
But it's like, it just sounds personal, like, I don't know, like, you get me? But yeah, sorry not to cut you off, though.
Then, no, you're not cutting me off. I'm just shocked. You know when I talk
you're
about
shocked,
it...
Though, innit? Nawal, like, you're shocked,
like... you know, like, sometimes not even sometimes, I make bants of my life. Like, that's my coping mechanism, like, cause people don't forget, innit? I say this a lot. When you're a woman... you can do the best of the best. You can, bro. Even if I slap on a hijab today, yeah, and you know, like I'm on that path, no one's gonna forget. Everyone's gonna keep saying shit. So I'm just like, Tapisha. People kept calling me Tapped, yeah, so I named myself Tapisha. Do you get it? Like, it's like...
But you know you need a coping mechanism. So if you have that, boom, run with that. You get me? Because you need one. You know what I mean? All right, boom. So you're in court now, and your lawyer is like, or barrister, is like, yo, I need to chat to you, innit, before we proceed. And basically, they're telling you that the other side, meaning the prosecution.
Oh, I was like, guilty.
So let's say, what did they say that the prosecution had?
They showed us the video.
It was a video, so it was a video.
And a voice
of you talking about.
Yeah, but I wasn't really trying to pay attention to the video because my mum was sitting there. Everything was a daze. I breached. That's what I was trying to say. They put me on tag because they said I was trying to flee, so I breached. When it got to my birthday, I had that feeling, you know, like you're going to jail. And I was so scared because I come from a big friendship group and I was so crazy when I was younger. I thought all these hoes are going to catch me in this bitch and they're going to kill me. So I was just on some, let me go party hard. So I ended up breaching, and it was my birthday on the 25th of May. I turned 20, so ended up breaching, went court. I wasn't going to breach court. So I breached tag, went court. And when they're presenting me with everything, I had the gut feeling anyway. I was like, no. I wasn't even trying to pre everything. I pre'd it like after I got sentenced, everything hit me. You know, when I'm in that court cell, going to jail, that's when I was like, oh my God. I ended up throwing it out. I got sentenced the same day. I remember my mom crying.
What was the charge?
GBH with intent. And then the judge, I swear down, he did not want to send me to jail. He even said it. He's like, I'm going to give you the minimum, which is 20 months for like GBH without intent. You know, he was like, stay on your good behavior. He was getting on to the victim a lot because it's like the age, the scenery, everything don't make no sense.
Do you get me?
And so I remember being in a dock, and I'll say this, I was bawling my eyes out, I was crying. And then my mom was crying, and we both, like, I swear, I feel like my mom is my soul twin. Like, we had 21 months, yeah. It was gone. The crying stopped. I was just like, alhamdulillah, because I thought what I was looking at to what I got was alhamdulillah. They were saying 8 years.
Yeah.
You know.
That's not a joke still.
I was like, 4 years. Like, and you know, if you get 5 years and under, you can come out for early release and that. Anything above, you're doing that for. So I was just like, I don't want to go. Like, I've been in Somalia, been in boarding schools, gone through a lot, seen, and there's a lot that I ain't even said, like, that I've seen. So it's like, I'm not ready to do 4 years in prison, you know?
Boom. So you went, I guess, had to go do a bird real quick, innit? You know what I mean? So how much of it did you do? Like the whole, not the whole, obviously, innit? 20 months, so you would have done
I done.
9
so
or 10?
I thank God Holloway was closing down because I come out February and it's easier. So I applied for my HDC and they refused it. That's your early. They refused it because apparently my behaviour or whatever, I was quite good in jail.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You know, I think so. But they refused it. But Holloway was closing down and it's easier to to release you on early release than to ship you out because all of them were getting shipped out to Downview and what's the other prison they got shipped out? Downview, and there's another one. But it begins with B. I don't know.
It begins with B.
Another jail. B? Yeah, I think it's B. Anyway, they're shipping out girls or whatever. And then I ended up getting early release. I come out of jail. First week of me being out, I got myself a job in Asda, even though I was on tag. You know, I finessed my way out.
Literally. You're a G.
You know, and I kept my head down.
You're a G.
I never got myself in trouble until last year. Well,
yeah, no.
last year I was...
Allegedly, innit?
Allegedly, yeah.
Alright, boom. So now you're a G. I promise you. Like even up
Thank
until
you,
that
man.
point there, you're hats off all the way. I'm talking graduation flex. You get me?
thank
You're
you,
ill with
man.
it. You're ill with it. So it's always a rebuild, innit? And it's like what I was saying earlier. It's never too late to start again. You know what I mean? So. And you're not afraid to do that. That's what I'm trying to say. Your thing is set different, like, you know what I mean?
You know what it is, right? Like, even when I come out of jail, like, it was just... My mom got sick while I was in there. And, bro, like, every visit she was on, she'd be the first one to walk in. Every visit, on time. Anything that I needed, like, she packed my suitcase. When I went in there and I looked at it, like, it was just like... Bro, imagine... And I forgot to tell you this, yeah? When my mum found out the age of this man, my mum's a religious woman. Like, when she found out the age and she found out everything, she saw how damseled and distressed I was about it. My mum, he worked at a minicab station, his father owned or whatever, and my mum knew that. So my mum called the cab station, took a rolling pin, put it in her bag, and wanted to get on that car, and she said, if I did, she said, Alhamdulillah, Ilahi made it become someone else. She goes, because if I did, I was willing, you know, to share a cell with you. Ain't no way my daughter's going to jail type of thing. And me seeing that and seeing, like, she raised me on religion, raised me to do good, and she ain't got no sons, and I'm doing this shit men do, you know? It was like, yeah, I ain't doing none of that. Like, I ain't putting my mum through that. Her being sick, not missing one visit, like...
Big her up, man.
It was just... She wanted them visits.
Big her up.
There'll be 5-hour family visits and she just sitting there the whole time with my niece and my siblings. Like...
You know what it is? I'll say, yeah, sometimes as people, we literally need to sit down and have a conversation
with yourself.
With yourself about who really gives a shit about me.
Your family.
Do you get me? Like, who really cares about me? Because once you know that, that's when you need to know how you need to move in it. Because more time when you make these moves, I'm not even talking about you in particular.
I realise I over-prioritise, like, my
people,
whole
right?
life.
Other people, innit?
If I look at, like, majority of the madnesses I went through, barely with mine. Barely. I can count with one hand, if that, like, what was really mine. And hence why, like, my friends, like, I still chill with the same girls. We've lost a lot of them, like, you know.
Way, yeah.
But I see elevation. They grew up and matured way quicker than me. It was just me, like, that was still on the madness and that. And alhamdulillah, like, I had them as well, like, that were coming on them visits. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, and showing you and showing me, like, oh, like, look at what we're doing. Like, you can't be doing this goofy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Respect, nah. Honestly, big them up still. Alright, boom. So moving on a little bit now. Back to that place that we was talking about now. So I guess you come out of prison. Obviously, you're doing your thing, you're working or whatever. When, like, did this get sort of proposed to? Did it get proposed to you about there's a place where, I guess? No.
I was really good.
Yeah.
Like, after I come out of jail, I was good. Obviously, like, I'm still me. I believe I'm still the same person that was in school. And I even get people from school saying it, like, I ain't changed one bit. I've still got the same personality, but there's growth. You know, like, I'm not on the same shit. I'm not doing the same shit. I'm not putting myself in predicaments where I can get myself into trouble. I'm picking where I'm going, like, very much vigilant. Ended up falling in love. Don't believe in that shit. What do you call it? Nearly got married. One heifer that used to be my friend and him, I caught them together after coming from a hand in marriage or whatever.
God damn.
I couldn't take it no more. Like, it really brought me to an all-time low. So I was like, do you know what? Like, because I kept seeing them everywhere. I was like, I want to go to Africa. I was like, I kept fighting them. Like, I can't, like, it was so ratchet. Like, every time I see them, I'm scrapping these people. It's so embarrassing, people snapping it. Like, it got too toxic. So I was like, I'm going to Somalia. I patted myself to go work a job in the UN. You know, only knowing English, you eat over there. So
All the way.
I was like, I'm going Africa. You know, I want peace, not problems. But obviously, I got family over there that ain't happy with the way I maneuvered my whole life and the problems I brought their sister. And, you know, so they found this place. My mum also, you know, heard women over here bragging about it, showing my mum videos of their kids reading Quran, you know, this whole kumbaya thing that they portray it to be. Because, you know, these places, they don't only set us up, they set up the parents.
That's a fact.
They see the parents are willing to do anything for their kid. So they see them as money signs. And it's just a business. It's just money coming in. So I ended up, you know, going Hargeisa, went to Somaliland for a bit. You know, lived it up, had my little holiday there, you know. I got it at the end why I went there first, because they convinced me. They were like, oh, go there, it's so nice. So I booked a ticket to there. Then I booked my other ticket to Somalia. By the day that I landed in Aden at the airport, I see these two men. I got driven in straight into this lockup. Like, I remember saying I'm hungry. And them saying, okay, you're going to eat in there. At least take me to eat. They just drove me in.
So this was already like patterned from when you landed on it.
Everything was patterned. My clothes were even there.
Rah. Wait there, so your clothes was there already?
My clothes were there, my bedding was made, my fan was bought.
God, so all of this was done more or less behind your back a little bit. Fucking hell. That is, yeah. I don't know what to say still. So alright, boom. So they're driving you. So obviously you're telling them you want to eat, and they're like, you get me, just wait because you're gonna go over there. And at that point, I guess you're pretty much confused. Like you're just on some like where you taking me sort of thing. How long was the drive? Was it a long drive?
No, it wasn't that long. It was like 20 minutes. It's in the city. Like these are people's.
In the city.
Yeah, it's people's homes that these men rent.
I don't know why I always.
They rent homes.
I thought it would be somewhere like remote, like.
No, they rent homes. We even moved from one house to the other house.
No way.
And when we moved, we got man with AK-47s and grenades and that hanging off of the van, and the minibuses were in no way of even trying to escape to the next house.
All right, boom. So you arrive now. And you talk to me about you're like your first impression of like you get me being in this place.
I don't know if you watch my podcast, so
I definitely
Amal,
do. So
my friend Amal.
I big her up as well. She's a G. Like, she's a G.
I thought worse for her. Do you know why? And I want people to understand this. People are locked in there for no reason. It's not just bad breeds in there. You see 60-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 9-year-olds, people locked in because, oh, this person's brother was a gang member. We're afraid this person will become one. Oh, this is dumb. They tell parents, you want to teach your kids about the religion. You want to learn how to cook. I didn't learn nothing in there. Like, they lie to parents. Oh, your kid's nearly finishing the Quran. Like, they just lie, you know?
Yeah.
I got in there anyway because Amal, my friend Amal, explained to me how it looks in there. Remember, she was in there like a year and a bit before me, so I see her when she come back. So she's telling us how it looks and that. So when I walked in, I see the guy with the cross-eyed that she was talking about, with the all the time. I see another guy. I see the yellow benches, the setup, the layout. I said, I'm here. I clocked it, the atmosphere. Like, I could just feel it.
So, to put in context, this place is a place where they hold females essentially.
Not just females. So there's
females?
Luqman al-Hakim boys. Yeah. There's Gergar. I can keep going. Like, I need to find all these names.
But obviously on a religious one, they segregate obviously the genders, right? So you're there at the female
Allegedly,
base.
they weaponize the religion and act as though.
Absolutely.
I gotta keep saying these things. Sorry, my bro.
No, you have to. You have to.
Yeah.
And me, obviously, I'm trying to do the same thing as well, because I'm saying that in theory, this is what they're trying to tell people. It's on a religious tip.
Yeah.
But in practice now, these men are probably the biggest devils that you ever come into contact with ever in your life. And of course, we're gonna obviously hear why. So boom, beautiful Nawal, you're there, yeah. I guess are your parents there with you as well? Because I remember
My uncle was.
Because I remember you were saying a thing where like them man dress up. You get me? When there's parents, they all dress up and do the song and dance and that. You get me? You try and let people know that this place is where it's at. So you get me? And it's like, so what was your type of introduction then in that case?
They brought one British girl to me, so that's what they do. So if you're from Sweden, they'll bring you a Swedish girl. So they got this thing called Yahya in that place. The reason why this place was nothing like the old place I broke out of was because a lot of girls were brainwashed. A lot of them were brainwashed. A lot of them, you every day there's someone getting beaten up because someone's snitching. No one's plans will ever work, you know? There's certain girls that are so horny that they're beating these man, like...
For real.
Bro, like, that place weren't religious.
That sound like a
I jumped on my religion. Ask me why. I was so shocked, my nigga. I'm looking at these people, I'm saying, Ray, these men are really finessing my mum, saying they... And then I can hear it, like, they record our phone conversations with our parents, yeah? And then they'll tell the parents, oh, we do it so they don't lie to you, and we can have a good relationship. They brainwash everything.
I just wanted to say, that sounds like a plantation. Do you get me? Like, it's like...
You know what I said when I walked in? Yeah. Is this Guantanamo Bay? I was so angry.
No, but it's like slavery almost, because it's like they're attacking the minds of not only you lot, but the parents. I mean, with the parents, they're just trying to play them for fools, innit? Trying to say, okay, this and that, boom, boom, boom. With you lot, it's like you said, like they're trying to do the divide and conquer. You got some that go and snitch, some that go do this and that, and it's like what we doing?
Some will do it
like?
for pizza, some will do it for
that's some plantation shit, like no.
It was mad.
Yeah, but anyway, all right, boom. So yeah, chat to me now. So the British girl
comes and now she's there. Babe, they're gonna beat you up, like they're gonna put you in number 6. I'm going, what's number 6? What? Who taught these freshies that can't even talk English that 6 is an evil number? There's this whole room, the windows are barricaded with wood, like barricaded and bars, no light coming in, cockroaches running around. They tie, because the boys get it way worse than the girls. I always have to say this because the boys are always chained up. They're so intimidated of the boys that they're in chains. And what makes me so sad is it's so unlikely for a brother to come out and talk about this. It is so unlikely. And then people worry about, why is my man moving reckless on the road? Why is my man doing this? Why is my man doing that? Do you know what happened to my man when he was gone for however much long? You know what I mean? Hence why I always say, like, to people, talk to your siblings, like, find out how they really are, because mental health is really a thing. Like, I suffer with PTSD, my bro. Like, I had to go get myself checked. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, they tie them, they get your clothes, they tie you by your ankles and your eyes, and they got a hose pipe this arm long, yeah, and they aim for your feet, you know, like, to beat up the feet, yeah. Obviously, I don't know how some of the girls used to do it. Like, I actually was shocked because I could never sit still. Like, I could never sit still. You know, I remember the girl saying to me anyway, you're going to go into number 6, like, behave, whatever. My uncle was there at that moment. My uncle that was there, me and his daughter was very close when I was in Somalia before she got killed. And he ain't got no kids except her. So I remember saying to him, like, bro, I'm your child. Like, I'm the only one out of your siblings' kids that were ever close to your child. Like, I was basically there when your daughter died, you know? So why are you doing this? I think that, like, hurt him a bit. So he tried to call my other family members and that, the big dogs that were there in Somalia that made this decision. They refused. He then was like, you lot can't hit her. Let her be mad. She's heartbroken at the moment, you know? Like, because I kept saying, like, I'm heartbroken as it is. Like, I come here because I'm down bottom. I'm at the rock bottom. What's the point?
Big up your uncle,
you know?
But it's like, what do you mean don't hit her, bro? How about you take her away from there?
So I didn't get hit for a little bit, and then I started getting beats, you know?
It's like, Do you know what? I'm gonna reserve opinion for now. Anyway, you get me? Because I just got.
It happens anyway.